practice today. I invite you to come to a comfortable seat. We'll be here for a couple of moments, just centering in. If you'd like to place something underneath your upper thighs, hips, just to let the inner hip flexors open up a little. If you want a little support underneath your upper thighs, feel free to grab a couple of cushions or some blocks. Soften the shoulders. Start to just turn inward for a few moments. Lift the heart and feel your spine getting nice and tall as you root down through the sit bones. Our first invitation of root to rise. Rooting down through the sit bones, lifting through the heart space. If you're comfortable, keep your eyes closed. If not, just keep your gaze soft and towards the floor. We'll take a couple of moments today to just see what's happening on the inside. Just observe how you're arriving on the mat. And just starting with an attitude of softness, of forgiveness, of kindness to ourselves, to other people around us, to whatever may have happened this morning, yesterday, last week. Anything that's brought anger into the body, brings tension into our body, seeing if we can forgive, seeing if we can forgive ourselves for what we said, for what we didn't say, for that action that we took, which we wish we hadn't. All of those things that stay and live in our bodies, creating tension, creating stress, creating anxiety, and those issues stay in the tissues, create pain, create mental anguish. So thinking of softening around the heart space. Let's all bring our hands to our heart, keep the eyes closed if you're comfortable. And take a couple of moments to just connect to your heart as you press the palms in towards each other. Let the thumbs press in towards the sternum. And as you lift the heart, have the sternum kind of press into your thumbs. And start to slow down the activity in the mind. The idea being here that in the midst of all the activity around us, of which we have very little control, what we can do is to release tension in the body, be a little softer and more forgiving with ourselves, with others around us, and even towards our thoughts. So as opposed to getting upset that we're running away with our thoughts or that they are dragging us here and there, just kind of welcoming them, accepting that they are a part of us, and then seeing if we can soften the edges around all of those thoughts. Seeing if we can ground ourselves in the present moment and not allow those thoughts to just keep pulling us back and forth into the past, into the future. So feeling connected, feeling grounded in the present moment. And as we do that, we might just bring a little smile to our face and think of how lucky we are to be practicing yoga in this moment today together. Sunny, beautiful day. We have the ability to be here on the mat, to meet together, and to just share in the special energy of the practice, to share energy with each other. So take a moment again to invite ease into your body. This time let's practice the Pranayama, which is grounding, soothing, make sure it feels good in your body. We're going to practice a 4-4 breath. If you'd like, you can let your hands just rest on your thighs, on your knees. Let your shoulders rest. So this breath is practiced as follows. We inhale for a count of 4, inhaling up, 2, 3, 4. Holding at the top, retaining your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Letting it all out for 4, 3, 2. Complete exhale. Staying empty, not inhaling. 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll practice 2 more rounds together. Inhaling for 4. Holding at the top. 4. Letting it all go. 4. And staying empty for 4. Again, 1 more. Inhaling for 4. Retaining the breath for 4. Letting it all out for Staying empty at the bottom. 4, 2, 1. Releasing the practice and finding your natural breath. Notice if your shoulders are hunched forward. Lift the heart and perhaps a little bow of the chin towards the chest, just enough so that you feel the back of the neck long. Can you relax the shoulders away from your ears? Make any natural movements that feel good to just relax the shoulders away from the ears. What would you do if I asked you to pull the crown of your head up towards the sky just a little bit more, making you nice and tall? Can you engage the core of your body, knit the ribs in, and feel the lift in the rib cage as you do this? How is your breath affected as you do this? Stay curious. Stay soft in your breathing, even as you feel nice and grounded and rooted through the sit bones, connected to the earth, supported as you sit here. Good. Let's slowly meet in a child's pose. So bring something underneath the knees, if you'd like, for support. Separate the knees nice and wide, so as generously as you can. Let the tops of the feet be flat. It's early in the practice. Some of you haven't been here for a while. We have some not newbies, but some returning yogis here. Place a towel or a blanket or just a throw pillow behind your hips if you feel too much tension sitting back. And then make a support for your forehead so that your forehead's not hanging in midair. You're welcome to put a block there if you'd like. And bring the hands a little bit closer to your forehead so that your shoulders feel completely relaxed. And let's take a couple of breaths here. Feel ourselves grounded and rooted. Connect to the parts of your body that are supporting you in this moment. Just feel your fists or your hands on the floor. If your forehead is down on the floor, allow your palms to press into the earth. Feel all the body parts that are touching the earth. Upper body, and then move down to the legs. Feel your knees, the upper part of your, or the lower part of your legs, tops of the feet perhaps. And just feel yourself settling in with every breath. Feel your back body breathing as you sit in your child's pose. And remember that as we're practicing creating space in the body and the mind, we have to practice patience, so not getting upset if we feel a tightness here and there, just allowing that to be. It's a part of us, accepting it. And the more we soften, the more the body will let go. The more we soften, the more those very loud noises in your head, all those thoughts, all those emotions, all those stories, just dial down the volume a little bit, allowing you to feel spacious. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. 2 more just like that, inviting an ease into the body and letting it all go, almost like you're sinking into the mat with the next breath. Last one. Good. Let's meet back on all fours. Come back onto your knees. Curl the toes underneath you. Walk your hands slightly forward. So in today's practice, we're going to practice feeling nice and rooted and yet bring softness into various parts of the body. As you curl the toes underneath you, separate your fingers wide, lift the hips up into downward facing dog. And as you come onto the balls of your feet, so walk your toes in, feel like you're on the widest part of the foot. Allow a softness into the head, the neck. Be soft around your eyes. Soften the whole upper back. Your hands are very strong and supporting you. Press the palms into the earth. See if you can relax your shoulders right here. Widen them. Press your heels further back so your legs feel really strong. And firm up the back of your upper thighs. Press the upper thighs towards the back of the room and towards the ceiling. Tailbone pressing up towards the sky. Again, soften the neck, soften the face. Soften your heart, soften your thoughts. And slowly come back down onto all fours. A little gentle cat and cow, make this feel good in your body. Inhale, bring the heart forward. And as you exhale, press your hands into the earth, rounding back towards the ceiling. Let your tailbone lead the way here. Tailbone presses up, belly drops. And that pelvic tilt that brings the navel towards the spine, pressing into the earth, back towards, rounding towards the ceiling. A couple more. Remember to rest your shoulders as you breathe in. And exhale. Good. Now let's meet on all fours for a moment and just feel what's going on in this posture. So I am inviting you to feel the energy in the stillness in the moment. Your toes can be curled into the mat or flat on the floor in this moment. Separate your hands. See if you can feel more energy in your fingers. Notice where you're placing the energy. We tend to place more energy in the outer parts of our hands. Press through the index finger and your thumb. Now listen to your body and notice what it's telling you in this posture. What do you need to adjust? Is it your shoulders? Is it the back of the neck? Is it the hips? Listen to what your body's telling you. Feel if you're completely centered, if you're applying equal body weight to the right and to the left knee, right and left side of the body, right and left arm supporting you here. Scoop your belly in and up. Notice what that does. So engage in your core. Now curl the left foot into the mat, toes into the mat. Send your right leg up and back. Preparing for sunbird, check in with your left hip. Stability in the left hip, don't let it jut over. Press into the whole right hand, take your left arm out, keep your gaze down. And we're gonna hold right here. Think of your strong foundation. So your right arm, nice and strong. No bend in the elbows unless you need to. You're always gonna adjust if it feels better in your body. Scoop the navel in and up, reach the left fingers forward, right heel back. Strengthen your foundation right now. Slow everything down in the mind. Breathe. Where is your body telling you that you could soften in this very moment as you hold the posture? Can you let go a little bit in the neck, the shoulder, a hip? Notice any adjustments you need to make to soften just a little bit, keeping that strong foundation. And then bring the left hand down, bring the right knee back down. Today we're going to notice as we hold our postures, strength and softness. Take the left leg to the back of the room. Remember to square off your hip. Bring yourself into center here. Left palm, separate the fingers and send the right arm forward. Remember that the gaze is down to keep the neck long. Reach your fingers forward, reach your back heel to the back of the room. Center yourself on the mat by using your core strength. Good. See if you can refocus your energy on your foundation. So right toes pressing into the earth. Left hand supporting you. We're still in our sunbird. Where can I release tension in my neck, in my shoulders? Take a big long breath here. And bring the hand and knee back down. Good. Curl both feet, the toes into the mat. Press into all 10 fingers. Lift up into downward facing dog. Inhale. Take a full exhale. Flow forward into plank pose. Nice and strong foundation. Push your heels to the back of the room. Exhale, downward dog. Scoop your belly in. Release tension in the neck. 2 more times. Coming forward. My shoulders are above my wrists. Plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. Scoop the belly in. Tailbone up. 1 more time. Inhaling forward. And exhaling back to down dog. On the next inhale, take your right leg up towards the sky. And then bring it forward towards your wrists. Drop the lower leg onto the floor, pigeon pose. Nice and early in the practice, allow that right hip to settle in towards the earth. Slide the left leg back as far as it'll go. Because it's early in the practice, you might choose to take a block, or again, a throw cushion if you have, and place it underneath your right thigh. Could we come closer, a little bit lighter, I should say, lighter in the fingertips, and bring your upper back, your shoulders, as far back as possible without feeling any tension or crunching in the low back. Now scoop your belly in. Allow the hip to settle towards the floor as the collarbones lift. Keep your gaze forward. What is the foundation at the moment? Your lower leg, your back leg. Your core is playing a big part of the foundation, and you staying nice and centered. So you want to keep that very active. Where can we find softness? Feel the softness around your heart right now, and see if you can soften all the muscles around your eyes. This is a very active stretch. It's a very active stretch without moving. There's a lot going on in the hips right now. So we're seeing if we can find stillness in the mind and the rest of the body. Even though this is one of the restorative stretches, there's a lot going on. So just take another big breath here as your right hip settles. Planting the palms into the earth, curling the back toes, I come back to downward facing dog. Good. We're going to take a couple of breaths in our down dog again. Separate your fingers wide. Make the foundation, which is your hands right now, very firm. Arms are strong. Widen the upper back by pressing into your pinky fingers. You're going to feel like your collarbone, not your collarbones, your shoulder blades are spreading wide. Push your heels to the back of the room. Another part of your foundation here. And now soften. Let the whole head go. Back of the neck. Your eyes. If you're feeling a sensation of wanting to get out of the posture, can you soften even your thoughts? Can you just be here and take one more breath? Good. On your next inhale, take the left leg up high. Bring the left foot, knee forward, dropping the lower leg onto the floor. And once again, we're going to notice early in the practice, there might be a difference between one side and the other. Walk yourself back so that your shoulders come back. Glide the right leg back as far as you can. And then come lightly onto your fingertips. I generally come up to my peace fingers and see if they can hold me up here. You might be on all 10 fingers, just very light. If you want to take it further, you can bring your hands to the heart. Maintain your strong core to keep your balance here. Just see what works for you. Can we retract the shoulders a little? Bring the heart forward and squeeze the belly button in and up. Again, knitting the rib cage in. And as we keep this strong core, can the breath be soft here? Is there room for a strong foundation and yet a softness of forgiving, a listening to your body, to what it needs? Again, a restorative, still posture with a lot going on. Allow your hip to just soften. If you're trying to get out of the posture, can you take one more breath here? Planting the palms into the earth, curling the toes back to downward facing dog. We're going to stay in our downward dog for 3 breaths. Let's bring the legs wide, mat width apart, please. Press your heels towards the back of the room. It doesn't matter if they touch the floor at all. Now, your left hand is going to be your foundation for this posture. So just the left hand, press into the earth with all 5 fingers on the left hand. Let the head be heavy, hips are high. Take the right arm off the floor. Reach towards your left leg, please. And just hug around the outside of your left leg. It doesn't matter if you're hugging above the knee, around your knee, or to the below, it doesn't matter. Let the head hang heavy. The more you reach to the outside of that left leg, you're going to feel a nice stretch in your upper back, right side of your scapula there. Let the head be heavy. Notice the connection of the earth, your left arm, very solid here. One more breath, letting it all go. Head softens, back of the neck. Bring the right hand back down to the earth. And see how connected and how rooted and how grounded you feel, balanced in downward dog now. Press into the right hand. That's going to be your foundation. Separate your fingers wide. Take the left arm and just reach around the outside of the right leg. It doesn't matter where you are on that right leg. See if you can soften the back of the neck. See if you can firm up the foundation, that right arm. Where can we soften in this moment? Take a big breath. One more. Bring the left hand back down to the floor. Walk the feet back so that they are hip-width apart. Take a little gaze towards your fingers and walk your feet forward to the front of the mat. Stay in a forward fold, letting it all go. Bend your knees as generously as you need to. Let's all take ragdoll posture. The right hand grabs the left elbow, left hand grabs the right elbow, let the head go. Back of the neck is long. I want you to press through your feet and feel the strong foundation and your strong legs supporting you. And feel the softness in your upper body right now. Feel the letting go. Take the next few breaths and listen to what your body's telling you right now. One more breath. Release the arms to the floor. Roll yourself up nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good. We find ourselves slowly coming back to mountain pose. Told this story in one of the yoga classes. We remind ourselves there was a Swami, Mr. Iyengar, who developed the practice of Iyengar yoga, who said in his late 80s that he was still working on perfecting his mountain pose. So every posture can be a learning experience every time we come to the mat. Don't ever assume that you know what something's going to feel like. Allow the feet to come underneath the hip bones. And remember, my indication that the outsides of your feet should be parallel to each other are the indications of what we're looking for in mountain pose. If you have a hip issue or pain, always make this posture as well feel good for you. Open your heart just a little bit, get taller. Let the fingers pull into the earth here. Stay nice and grounded through the bottom part of your body. And see if you can bring a softness around the heart, a softness around your eyes. There's nothing to see in this moment. I want you to feel what it feels like to be in mountain pose. This is your perfect posture that hopefully we take off the mat. Nothing is ever perfect, but we're trying to stay aligned, stay grounded. Head above the neck. Everything aligned down to the tailbone, pressing evenly on both sides of our body. Right foot, left foot. Good. When you're ready, flutter the eyes open. As we inhale, let's take a big breath in, and let's meet in a chair pose, sitting the hips back, hands to the heart. Good. As we inhale, we'll do this a few more times. Attention to the foundation, nice and strong. And soften as you come into this posture, which is really demanding here as you sit back. Relax your shoulders. Where can you relax? 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Soften the upper body as the lower body is nice and strong here. 1 more time. Inhaling up. Smile. Exhale, sitting back. Hold. Take the right hand and grab around the left hip. Take the other arm and just reach it back up. Open. Relax your left shoulder away from the ear. Little twist, both shoulders looking towards your left. Reach your left arm up towards the sky. On your next inhale, bring both hands back to the heart. You're still sitting back in chair pose. Take your left arm, reach it around the right hip. Just take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Both shoulders are looking towards your right. Shoulders away from the ears. Scoop the belly in and up, very, very firm foundation. Stability in the lower part. Create spaciousness in your heart, in your mind. One more breath. Bring the hands to the heart, sitting a little deeper. On your next exhale, fold forward, fingertips to the floor. As your fingertips touch the floor, bend your knees as much as you need to fold forward. Notice how your fingertips are a part of your foundation right now. So active fingertips. Release the shoulders. Take a big breath, let go. When you're ready, roots to rise on an inhale. Bring the arms all the way up high. And hands come down the center to the heart. Hopefully you are at the front of your mat in your mountain pose. If not, we come to the front of our mat. If you've got your blocks, prepare your blocks in front of the mat as well. If not, all the postures are obviously made to be with or without blocks. Come to your mountain pose. Open your heart, let the fingers pull into the earth. Scoop your belly in and up. Soften the knees, reach the arms up high. And as we exhale, hips slide back. Let it all go. Nose towards the knees. Inhale into a half lift, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Roots to rise. Press through all 10 toes. Inhale up. Exhale right into the next one. Fold forward. Inhaling, half lift, scoop the belly in. Exhale, let it go, nose to the knees. On your inhale, press through all 10 toes as you lift. Fold forward, last one, exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, palms to the floor. Plank pose, please. Right leg goes back, then left leg. Find the stability in the balls of your feet and separate your fingers wide. Engage your core. As you inhale, lengthen your whole body. As you exhale, down to dog. Lifting your hips up high, just take one big breath. On the next inhale, right leg comes up towards the sky and bring the right foot forward to the front of the mat. Grab your blocks if you have them. If not, fingertips to the floor. Demonstrating the blocks directly underneath the shoulders. If you don't have your blocks, fingertips to the floor. Look slightly forward. This is like a runner's pose, actually. Press the heel back. Make sure your right knee is right above the right ankle. Take one big breath here, and then when you're ready on the next inhale, take your right arm up. Your head could be on the block or on the floor. Reach the arm up. We're going to be here for another 2 full breaths. Can you soften around your heart? Can you soften your shoulders? Can you soften your eyes? Can you press back so that your stability, your foundation is really strong here? On the next breath out, bring the hands back down to the earth. Find your downward dog, please. Right leg goes back, hips reach up towards the sky. On the next in-breath, take your left leg up towards the sky. Knee to chest, foot comes forward, take your time. We're in that runner's lunge again. You want your feet to be hip-width apart for stability. Grab your blocks if it helps. If not, fingertips to the floor. Keep the head and the neck in line with the spine. So don't let the head droop down. Strong foundation. Wherever you are, your arms are helping you nice and strong to stay lifted, to keep your upper body lifted. Feel that foundation, the back leg and your front foot. When you're ready, next inhale, left arm reaches to the sky, and we're here for a couple of breaths. Breathe. Where can we find softness in this pose? Feel that really strong foundation again. Listen to your body and invite ease where you can. Feel everything that's happening in this moment. Respect your body and its limits. Go a little deeper if you can, or ease off if you must. One more breath. And as you exhale, bring the hand back. Find your down dog, left leg goes back. On the next inhale, bring yourself to plank pose, like a wave coming forward. Drop the knees, first Chaturanga. Keep your elbows glued to your rib cage. Make your way down slowly. The elbows are pointing to the back of the room. Take a moment here and bring your palms underneath your cheek. We're just resting. Look towards the left or the right. We're going to be switching in a moment, so just give your neck a little stretch in one direction, and you're just resting, prone on your belly. Bring the attention to the belly as you're breathing now. Staying in the moment and grounded. See if you can breathe all the way into the belly and feel like the belly's pressing into the mat. As you exhale, see how complete you could make that exhale, squeezing the navel in towards the spine, almost creating a little tunnel underneath the belly button and the navel. Again, a couple full breaths in, feeling the expansion, belly into the earth, and exhaling fully and completely. Just another breath here. Turn your neck to look, the head to look in the opposite direction. We'll be here for 2 or 3 breaths. Notice if right now you're holding on to tension in the hands, in your fingers, in your shoulders, in your face. Good. Let's come back and meet in downward dog, please. Curling the toes underneath us and hips up high. On the next breath in, take the right leg up towards the sky and bring your right foot forward to the front of the mat, please. We're coming into warrior one. Press your left heel into the earth and come all the way up. I'd like the hands on the hips today. We're going to be focusing on that foundation. So the invitation today is to make the legs more powerful than they've ever been. So your invitation is to send the back leg as far back as you can. We're looking to almost have this right upper thigh be parallel to the floor. Not available to everyone, not recommended to everyone. Listen to your body. You might be over here, and that's fine. And rotate so that your heart looks forward. Hips are square towards the front, towards your right knee. And so we're just challenging ourselves with a nice strong foundation. And I want ease in the upper body. So core is engaged to help keep you lifted. The heart is lifted. And now feel a softness to your breath while you're here. Press through your feet even more. I want us to notice that in every situation we need a strong foundation, but we also need to be able to find stillness and a softness and an ease of being. And this will make us a little bit more responsive and less reactive, as I like to say. Press through the outer edge of your left foot. Press into your front toe mounts. Notice how you might be dying to come out of the posture. Hold. Make any adjustments you need to. Make sure you're not in pain. And if it's just challenging, see if you can add a little bit more intentional breathing. Notice how relaxed the arms are. Notice your shoulders. Take the attention away from those legs. You might even start shaking. That's okay. On the next inhale, bring your arms all the way up high. Reach. As you exhale, frame the right foot and come back to downward facing dog. We weren't even moving. How's that for energy? Let the back of the head be long. Back of the neck, extension, spacious. Take the left leg up whenever you're ready. Breathe in. And as you exhale, you're bringing the left foot forward to the front of the mat. Take your time getting there. A strong, stable foundation means we set up. Bring the right foot a little more to the right of the mat. Plunge your heel into the floor. Come all the way up. And the hands come to your hips again. So once again, as we land, we might be in our comfortable place where we always are. Is it possible to take the back leg back even further? Keeping the same openness in the hips, slight rotation, hip bones, shoulders, all square towards the front of the mat. Notice how far back you can bring that leg. You can just play with it a couple of times. If you've gone a little too far, bring it back in. And then press into the outer part of your right foot, that back leg, very active. Press again the back of your upper, the back of the upper thigh, that's right, towards the back of the room. So I want you to firm up your right quad and press the back of your thigh towards the back of the room. The whole leg, very active. Now push into the left sole of the foot, the ball of the foot. Are you coming onto the pinky side? Can you press through your toes a little more? Strong foundation. Good. When we have that, we engage our core, we lift, we get nice and tall in our warrior. Take another breath or two here and see where you can soften. Relaxing shoulders. What's the state of the thoughts in your mind right now? Have we dialed down the volume? Are we in the present moment in this posture, feeling nice and strong and rooted? Take a moment. Notice where you might soften. Your hands. Take another big breath in. Raise the arms up high. And as you exhale, frame the left foot and take your left leg back to downward dog. We're going to hold our down dog again. Come wide for me one more time. Legs come out mat width. Now, walk the hands towards your feet. Walk your hands back. Plant your right hand in between the 2 feet. Take your left arm up for a twist. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring the hand back down. Left hand to the floor. Breathe in. Right arm goes up towards the sky. Exhale. Walk the hands forward again. Find yourself in downward facing dog. Let the head be heavy. One more time. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Good. Wide-legged forward fold. Let the head be heavy. Your fingers might be on the floor. The whole palm might be on the floor. You might be reaching your lower arms onto the floor, whatever works for you. Let the head be heavy. Look through your feet, your legs. Okay. Walking ourselves back, downward facing dog. Walking the feet towards the hands this time. Hold forward, just one big letting go breath. And then root to rise, push through that strong foundation. Lift the arms up, feel a lightness in your whole upper body. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Good. Take a moment in your mountain pose. Congratulate yourself for the decision that you made to practice yoga today. How lucky are we to be here? And remember that you have the power to let every thought come into your mind, and you have the power of how long you invite it to stay. Are you inviting your thoughts in for coffee? Or can it be just a quick visit where we invite them to leave because we have other things to get to? Bringing the hands to the heart. Let's press through the left foot, which is our foundational foot for our first balance posture. Separate the toes on the left foot if you like to do that. Gives you a wider foundation. When you're ready, take the right foot up and off the floor. We're going to hold stork pose today. Press the palms in towards each other. Press through that left leg. Hold. Soften in the shoulders and soften your face. Feel yourself nice and rooted. And feel a little spaciousness in your mind right here. Stay with your drishti point, and there's nothing right now besides you and that focus point you've chosen. In this moment, there is nothing else. Good. The palms are pressed in towards each other to give you a nice solid sensation. Make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. One more breath. We're coming to tree pose. Take the foot and bring it to the inside of that left leg. Remember, you can always touch down first. You can also practice tree pose with your toes on the floor. Open the hip, the right hip. Take a moment, scoop the belly in and up, get nice and tall. Notice the muscles in your face, around your eyes. Root through that left leg, just another breath or two. Stay with your drishti point. We're going to bring the right leg back into center and place it on the floor. Good. Take a moment, come back to mountain pose. Notice the difference in this moment, if you notice any difference at all between the right leg and the left leg. The right side of your body and the left side of your body. I will remind you there is no right answer. We're just observing. So we're practicing our sense of awareness. Bringing the hands to the heart, rooting through that right leg, separating the toes if you wish, taking the left foot off the floor. Stork pose. Just like in mountain pose, a simple posture that will always feel different. What nuance can we add to this today? Make sure that your left foot is flexed, your heel pressing into the earth. Feel yourself really grounding through that right leg. And where can we soften? The core is engaged, the body is lifted, but can we find a softness in the whole front body here? If the palms are pressing in towards each other, let's use that as just a reminder to have our core engaged, the heart lifting, crown of the head pulling up towards the sky, and then see if you can bring a little softness just to the fingertips. On the next breath, let's come to tree pose. Left foot pressing into the right leg. Lift your heart, get nice and tall here. See how much of an opening there is to be had in that left hip. Always listening and respecting where the body wants to go. Left side might be going to a completely different place than the right side, and that's okay. Hold, ground through that right leg, strength, stability, softness in the fingertips, around your eyes, around your heart, in your mind, softness. Bringing the leg back, let's place the foot back down on the floor. Take a moment, drop the arms back to mountain pose. See if you can feel a stability and strong legs holding you up here. Allow the whole upper body, allow the energy to just flow in and up, and then out, down to the soles of the feet. Notice if you feel energy in the right palm or the left palm, just observe. And at the end of the next breath, just flutter the eyes open gently. We'll make our way to the front of the mat if we're not there already. Mountain pose. On an inhale, raise the arms up high. And as we exhale, fold all the way, let the head be heavy here. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, palms to the floor. Find your plank pose, please. Inhale, plank. Exhale, bring the knee, right knee to the outside of the right elbow. Come back to your plank pose, please. Inhale in your plank, exhale, left knee to the outside of the left elbow. Very strong arms, strong foundation. Come back to plank pose. Inhale in your plank, right knee towards the left elbow, across, underneath us. Find your plank pose again. Inhale in length, exhale, left knee to the right elbow, underneath you. Come back to your plank pose. Take another 3 breaths here. Separate the 10 fingers wide. Feel energy in between your fingers. Take your shoulders away from the ears. Press the heels back. Scoop the belly in. Take another full breath, and when you're ready, drop the knees onto the floor. Keep the knees together this time. Sit back into a child's pose. The knees, the feet, if this works for you. Sit back. Bring the support underneath the head. So it's either your palms or a block. Relax your shoulders. Notice what it feels like to do a child's pose when you're sitting back and the knees are together. Notice how your breathing is somewhat blocked by the legs. So breathing into the belly is not as much of an option. As you breathe, notice where you're feeling it. You might feel it a little more in the side ribs or in your back body. Take a couple of breaths, just observe. We tend to fall into our old patterns and the comfortable wide-legged child's pose. When we keep the knees, the legs together, again, it gives it a whole different sensation, different focus. Just feel what you're feeling and see if you can soften into your natural breath here. Good. One more breath. Good. Let's slowly meet back up in a hero's pose. So we're sitting back. If this is too aggressive, so it brings pain to your thighs, backs of the legs, you can be up here on two knees. So there's options for you. Take the arms behind you and interlace the fingers. This is the first option. If you wish to go for the bind, a fuller bind, grab onto opposing elbows. So the right hand scoops the left elbow and the left hand grabs the whole elbow. So reach as far as you can. All we're looking for is to engage the upper back. So once again, we're lifting the heart. Shoulders are away from the ears. So shimmy your shoulders away from your ears. Feel spacious in the neck. And then start to squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. The upper body is not moving anywhere. I just want you to feel like you're squeezing the shoulder blades in towards each other. If you're not holding on to opposing elbows, you might just be interlacing the fingers and squeezing the arms away from you. Different options here. Scoop the belly in. Feel the foundation below you nice and strong. And now see if you can soften all the muscles around your face. And the invitation here is to soften your breath. So there's a lot of activity going on in your upper back right now. If you soften your breath, you bring a little softness to the whole front body. Taking just another breath or two here. Listening to what your body's telling you, making any adjustments if you need to. And then slowly coming back to the floor and making our way onto our back, please. Lying on our back and hugging the knees in tight. Let's draw some little circles or big circles with the knees. Make sure this feels good as you're doing this. And as you're making big circles, you might be giving your low back a little massage. So turn to make circles in the opposite direction. Good. Place your right foot on the floor and just hug that left knee in close to you. And then I'm inviting you to open the left hip so that your left knee comes to the outside of the mat. Your left knee is coming towards your left shoulder. Leave your right foot on the floor. And now your hand can go behind your upper thigh. Push your left foot up towards the ceiling. This is a happy baby. So left knee is open, away from the center. Foot pressing up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. If you feel your whole body tipping over to the left, allow your right knee to just fall towards the right side of the mat a little bit. The knee is still bent, foot's on the floor. If you allow the right knee to bend, you might feel a little more centered here. Do what you need to do to feel nice and aligned, to feel like your spine is aligned from the neck all the way down to the tailbone, and feel the opening in the left hip here. Good. As we bring the right leg back in, cross the left leg over the right knee. So the knees are stacked on top of one another. Left foot over the right knee. Bring your arms out to the side, and then allow the hips to drop towards the right side, please. You can move the feet, move the right foot as much as you need to. Please check in and make sure both shoulder blades are flat on the floor. Optionally, you can gaze towards the left, so knees are to the right, you can gaze to the left. And if not, keep your gaze where it's comfortable for the neck. Take a few breaths here. First, half a happy baby opened up the hip flexor, created space on the inner part of our hip. And now we're going for the outer stretch, glute, outer hip. Take a couple of breaths here. Come back to that sensation of being grounded and supported by your back body. And now where can you release any tension? Check in with your fingers. Check in with your toes. Are you holding on to tension anywhere? Can you just soften into your breath? Is your breathing labored? If your breathing is labored, you've probably gone too far in posture. Take just another breath here, and we're going to meet back in the center, bringing the legs back in and uncrossing the legs. Take a moment here to just realign the spine. If anything, lift the tailbone, lift your hips off the floor, and lengthen your tailbone towards your heels so that when you land, you feel like you create a little space in the spine. Okay. Leave your left foot on the floor this time, knee is bent. Hug the right knee in, please. So we start by just hugging it into the center, in towards the chest, and relax your shoulders. Now we're going in for that half a happy baby. The right knee opens off the mat towards your right shoulder. When you're ready, right foot up towards the ceiling. You may need to hold that right thigh with both hands, or you might choose to just hold it with your right hand and have your left palm down on the floor next to you. Whatever works for you in this moment. Remember that as you're opening this right hip, you might choose to let the left knee open a little bit. Just dropping towards the side, just to keep you nice and stable. See if you can soften the shoulders, soften the front body, and again, softening into your natural breath. Have we created space between those many thoughts? Have we smoothed out the edges of how we are speaking to ourselves? Take another full breath here, opening the hip, pressing the foot up towards the ceiling. As you come back into the center, just cross that right leg over the left knee. So the knees are stacked on one another. Arms come out to about 90 degrees, no higher than the shoulders, and allow the knees to drop towards the left. Listen to your body. One side will be different from the other. Just see if you can find a softness in your upper back so that the shoulders are resting on the floor. And this is just a lower body twist. You can gaze towards your right. Listen to your body right now and notice if it's still telling you that there is tension somewhere. And see if you can breathe into that part of your body. Do we have any gripping sensation in the hands? Are your toes curled and engaged and expecting something? Just let it go. Take another full breath here. Slowly bring yourself back in towards the center, please. Let's hug the knees in tight and take the upper body off the floor. So we're rolling into a little ball here. Bring your nose towards your knees. You're looking straight down. Lengthen the back of the neck as you bring your chin towards your chest in this posture here. Hold for another full breath. And slowly let the feet come back down towards the earth. Very gently find your little windshield wiper going side to side, inhaling in the center, exhaling over. Breathe with ease. Move with ease. Invite ease into your body with the next breath. Allow the knees to just pull you over to one side, just like a wave. And invite ease into your mind with the next breath in. Allow a nice letting go as your knees pull towards the opposite side. Coming all the way back into the center and finding your final relaxation pose. We are at Shavasana. Take a moment, let go. If your body is asking you for a specific posture right now, give your body what it needs. Your body is simply asking you to come into your posture. Then just take your time to set up for this final relaxation. We will remind ourselves that this final posture is said to be the most important posture of all. It is where our bodies and our minds synthesize the entire experience that we have just traveled through together. It is where everything gets absorbed, where the mind and the body and the spirit come together to rest. It is where we invite ourselves to feel what it feels like to just be in our bodies and just connect. Reminding ourselves that we are supported in this final relaxation. We're still grounded, we're connected. That the energy flows naturally. There is nothing to do, nothing to direct, nothing to focus on. Just observe your breath, observe your body. Use any of the tools at our disposal to keep ourselves in the present moment. Listening to a sound in the room, following sensation of the breath. Practice listening to your body. Practice feeling spacious. Practice letting go. So allow yourself the gift of staying in the present moment and just being with your breath for the next few moments. Allow yourself to stay with that flow of energy coming in and out. Take a moment to awaken that sense of listening. Listen to what your body is telling you in this moment. Listen to what your mind is telling you in terms of what it needs, how it feels. Accept whatever it says. Don't push back, don't deny. Just accept whatever you're feeling, whatever comes up. That's what being on our mat is all about. Take the next moment to feel all the parts of your back body touching the earth, starting with the back of your head, working all the way down. Feel all the parts of your body in contact. And once you've done that body scan of the back body, start at your forehead, that space between your eyebrows, and just soften and feel a softness as you make your way down the front body, down the face, collarbones. Work your way all the way down to the tops of your feet and invite this soft sense of relaxation, like a wave, to make its way down all the way to the toes. Again, solid foundation and a softness and a lightness in the front body. When you're ready, you can bring some very gentle movements to the body. Take any stretch your body might need in this moment. Stay in that listening place where you're giving your body what it needs. The invitation is there for you to roll onto one side before we come to seated and stop in a fetal position, bringing your knees in close to you, perhaps bringing your chin closer to your chest. Listening even deeper if it's possible in this moment to what your body needs. Listening at a deeper level. And whenever you're ready, bring yourself slowly back to seated posture. Come to any posture that is good for you today. As we always say, if cross-legged position is not comfortable for you, feel free to extend the legs out. Let's bring a little lift back into the heart, get nice and tall. And as the crown of the head pulls up towards the sky, bring your chin slightly down, a little bit of a bow here, back of the neck is long. Soften your shoulders. And let's just remind ourselves, perhaps as a common intention as we come off of the yoga mat, to bring these seemingly opposite sensations, actions, thoughts off the mat with us. So to maintain that strong, rooted sensation of being grounded, being strong, and to still listen to ourselves and to others with an openness and a softness and a compassion. They may seem like opposites, but they are not. We need both of them to feel stable and to walk through this world consciously in our strength, in our foundation, in our stability, to maintain that softness of spirit, that openness, that ability to listen with compassion to ourselves and to others. I'd like to end this practice with a moment of gratitude. The space is there for you, otherwise you can just follow your breath for just another moment. And as always, thank you to each and every one of you for being here today. I value your presence. Thank you for taking the time. And until we see each other again, I wish you and all those you love peace in your hearts, peace in your minds, good health above all, and peace in the world.